We're back. Are you ready to finish up these little piggies?
Let's do it.
Okay.
Yours is still setting up. Looks like mine is starting to get pretty well set up here. So
Yeah, well, as you go, it's a little shiny when the chocolate is still molten, but as it sets up, it gets a little
kind
more
of a flat.
flat finish to it. So that'll give you a tip as you go.
So it looks like it can handle some eyes. So Wilbur here. Just above where you put the snout, I kind of like to make the eyes kind of come up right by the snout. Just doing little dots off to the side didn't seem to make them look as cute. So you can try different things here, but just two simple little dots there do the trick. And you don't want the two dots on a snout to be as big as the two dots that you've done for the eyeballs, obviously. So the way I found to achieve that is just to take a toothpick, run it in your icing a little, and I was sitting there trying to dab it on and make it stick to the marshmallow. It does not work. Just take the sharp end of the toothpick, poke it in where you want it to go. It will leave just enough on the marshmallow.
Very nice.
And you're done without having to.
So that's a neat. Now that's from experience, right?
Yes.
Okay.
All of my deep pig cookie making experience. I knew it was going to come in handy
All your
one day.
research.
Exactly. Well, it is a little drab. I know pigs like to wallow in mud, so it's fine to stick with the chocolate, but it just needed a little sprucing up. I'll go ahead and cut their tails first. And I cut them real short. And the last thing I do is just to give it a little bit of color, because pink and brown, kind of boring. I just have some of these more like decorating decor. Just little star-shaped ones. They're pastel colors. What I did on a batch that I made recently was I took the green stars and just put 3 little green stars on the side, like to look like maybe a little patch of grass or something in the mud. And that's it. And you can see how much just that little bit of color makes them a little less drab, pink and brown, and spring-like.
Well, that's another fun, simple, fast little treat. I like this, especially for the holidays. You have to go somewhere. Rather than spend a couple hours baking a cake or making a bunch of cookies or anything like that, these are pretty easy.
Well, for the Kiss Mice that we did, you know, everybody, I wasn't even going to make them again this year, but everybody at the office said, oh, are you going to make those little mice again? And I just was dreading it, going, I don't have time. I'm just, you know, the holidays will wear you out shopping. Everybody knows that. So I was not looking forward to making them, and I was shocked because I forgot how easy they were. And so I had them done in maybe half an hour and bring in this big tray. And again, everyone says, how did you find time during the holidays to do that? Now everyone knows my secret. So.
All right. Well, we got one more.
One more.
All right. Well, let's get set up for that.
Okay.
And we'll move on. All right. Now this one, I gotta spill the beans or let the cat out of the bag on this. Is that you did this one specially for the show, didn't you?
I did.
All right. I'd been talking to her and I said, hey, you know, if you're a guy and you're, you know, Valentine's Day's coming up and your wife says, don't buy me anything, but she's still going to expect you to do a little something for her.
Right.
And so we were kind of chatting and she had some great ideas. So what are we going to make?
We're going to make frog princes.
Frog princes.
If she says don't buy her anything, you still should buy something for her, just saying. But, no, they really mean it when
I
they
fell
say
for that once.
No, but, you know, it is a thought that counts, and nothing really is better than something homemade. Right. Seriously, like, if a man put one of these frog princes together, that would be major bonus points, because
hear that, guys?
They're funny. They're funny, and they might actually like it. When you see how they turn out, they're pretty funny. I got inventive again with the Oreos. We got some of the mint Oreos that have the green filling. So basically, we'll do the same thing we did with the others. See how well these are going to come apart on us. They seem to have gotten a little soft.
Yep, they may have warmed up a little bit.
But even if you leave a little bit on the other one, as long as you've got a good base like that.
A good lily pad for the frog.
In fact,
hey, you got the double whammy on that.
I think we got the double whammy, and we can use one cookie to do both of them. So if they do soften up a little bit, it can be a good thing. frog needs feet. And my mom actually helped me with this because I had no idea what I was going to do frog feet with. But she said, my mom, gumdrops. Like, didn't even have to give it a second thought. So what you do is take the gumdrop, cut it literally right down the top.
So you're just cutting slices from the top
just
down.
a sliver. And it's going to smush like your marshmallow did. You can't cut these with scissors, I don't think, though. You get some goopy scissors if you did that, because we're getting a little goopy knife. But that's going to be one of your feet. And it can be a little misshapen, but you're basically just going to want it to be kind of triangular and oblong. You're going to stick one down here to where it's kind of coming over the edge of the lily pad. And again, good luck. It'll stick to your fingers. You're just going to have to deal with it.
They don't call them gumdrops for nothing.
Exactly. And again, not a, perfect shape. But these don't have to be perfect. And they all are like little creatures. They all can be different. They don't have to match perfectly. The more different they are, the better, and the more fun they are. So what we're going to do next, now that we have our little feet in position, is go ahead and melt our chocolate.
Okay,
and
melt the chocolate.
Get the color going in it, but we got to heat it up
Same
first.
process as last time. Alrighty, melted the chocolate for you. What's next?
Green in the chocolate.
Green.
Just put,
Same deal, just a couple drops?
I put two, three
Two or
drops.
three?
You can't have really too green of a frog, so. And you don't necessarily want it to match the mint that you've got on the cookie perfectly. It could. And since this chocolate does tend to set up, before I dip, I'm going to go on to the next step, which is go ahead and cut the crown that you're going to make. I'm cutting a piece for you here.
Thank you.
And what we do is just cut almost a perfect rectangle off here. And then what you're going to want to do, all you're going to do is cut two little triangles. This is your juicy fruit gum. And I liked it for its bright yellow color. You're going to cut two triangles. In doing that,
you wind up with a little crown.
And it doesn't have to be perfect when you cut it because it's gum. So you can
work it a little
kind of
bit.
mush it back together if it separates.
Great.
And I curve it, a little bit. When we assemble, you'll see how that works out for it. All right. So now we're ready to dip. We've got all the little stuff, on standby
Got
here.
all our pieces.
So just going to want to swirl it around just like we've done with the others. But be sure that you get the little area around the stem really well covered, because this is not going to be the tail, obviously.
Yeah, it tends to want to back off around the stem, so you got to swirl it around pretty good.
You're going to put the stem forward. So it becomes the frog's tongue. Frogs with the long tongue catch the flies. There you have it.
Right on.
So while it's still setting up here, we didn't do front feet because we're going to put the conversation hearts where the front feet are. So it was just needless trouble to cut little tiny gumdroppy tiny feet and then cover it up with a heart, because you won't see them anyway. But I do like to get a tiny bit like glue, like we did with the mice ears, on the back of the heart, just to make sure it stays on there good. And that'll make, it can make the tongue kind of go off to the side there. No big deal. All right, while it's setting up, still get your M&Ms. You're going to want...
Get your little frog eyes on.
And you can even let them, even if the chocolate is a tiny bit runny, you can even prop them on the heart, a little bit. It's all going to be stacked together. And while it's still setting up, grab your crown, and you may want to hold it for a sec, because all that's holding it to the chocolate is that one little ridge underneath the crown. So you want to lean it forward a little bit and let the chocolate set, because it's going to have a tendency to want to fall backwards, because it, I even pushed mine forward a little bit.
If you really want to get fancy, you can use a can of that canned air. It's cold when it comes out, so you could hold it and give it a little shot, and it'll chill the chocolate right away.
That's a great idea. The last thing that you do, they're looking a little expressionless, is black icing.
Okay.
And you're just going to want to give the M&M's pupils.
Okay.
And the best way to do that is I kind of get the tip flat against the M&M and then just kind of
Swirl in
a circle instead of just trying to do a dot, because the pupils are bigger, and if you do a dot, you're going to get kind of a cone if you don't do it this way. So you're kind of drawing on it almost like a Sharpie.
Right. Cute little frogs. Guys, try this for your gal. Earn some serious brownie points. Or you can bring them to the office or what have you.
Cookie points.
Cookie points. And there you have it. Great ideas for holidays, special occasions of any kind. Guys, great idea for Valentine's Day. Really easy. Tons of fun. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I enjoyed being on the show.
Great. Well, if you have a great recipe or some wacky animal ideas you'd like to share with us, check us out on the web. It's yourplatesormine.net. Once again, yourplatesormine.net. Who knows? We may come and cook with you.
Sorry. Oh, man.
Okay, here we go.
All right.
Oh, just kidding. Okay, I'll stop. She's a little lippy.
Oh. It's like, yeah, I'm going to say this. No, I'm changing it, and I forgot. Okay. If somebody would stop, I could go. Okay, right?